Today we're going to be doing intermediate. I'm going to show you traditional grip and I'm going to show you this is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Beat. Hello, my name is Clayton Skinner. In this episode of Beyond the Beat, we're going to be interlacing Moeller bounces in 4's. So I'm going to repeat the disclaimer that I said in the last video, in the bouncing in 3's video. That this is one of those techniques that it's going to take you a while to learn. It's kind of like a revamping of everything that you've already done so far. So, yeah, I hope you do all right with it. In this one, we're going to be using the 4's bouncing in 4's, as opposed to bouncing in 3's like we did in the last video. So again, interlacing them just simply means that you'll be placing them in amongst each other, or alternating them. Whereas if you're used to playing the groupings in by yourself with one hand, you'll be playing them now together, but alternating the patterns. So if you're not comfortable with bouncing in 4's with one hand, make sure that you're comfortable with that, or make sure you know how to do that before you take on these exercises. So in this first exercise we're going to be doing, like we did in the last one, we're going to learn how to bounce them at the same time, in sync. So before we learn how to bounce them interlace style, work on bouncing them in 4's at the same time. And that's what the first exercise on the PDF says. Again, if you have problems with the bouncing of it, because bouncing in 4's is a little bit trickier because you have to give it a little bit more power and allow that energy to travel to bounce 4 times as opposed to 3. Try actually playing it without the bounce. So just line the two up together and just make sure that you use the proper movements when you're playing the pattern. Just like that. And then slowly ramp up the speed, and then we'll move on. So exercise 1, we're going to be, first of all, we're going to be starting to interlace them now. Exercise 1 is, similar to the last time, whereas the 2 accents will come right after, or one after another, and then the bounces will kind of drown out. We're going to use that same exercise to start this off with. Again, that's a good way of warming up. Just do the bounces so that you're hitting the 2 accents, but then you're just letting them bounce out. Don't worry about reloading and starting with the next exercise. Just work on just letting them bounce out. As you get comfortable with this, you can then, and only then, work on reloading and hitting the bounces again. This time you want to make sure that you pay attention to your dominant hand. Make sure that you pay attention to allow it to bounce 4 times as opposed to 3. When that 4th time is up, throw down the next one and allow them to bounce out. So essentially you're going to get 8 bounces out of all of this. So it'll be like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... That's just the best way to count it. But yeah, so give that a try. Take it nice and slowly. Again, try doing it without bouncing. Try doing it without the bounce, and then slowly ramp up the speed so that you're able to bounce it. If you got the other one with the 3 bounce, you should be able to get this one no problem. Now, beat 2. This one is the hardest out of all of them. So, if you tried the second beat and the triplet one, it would actually turned out to be easy because it just turned out to be a single stroke triplet pattern where you're alternating the accents essentially on all the pulses. This one doesn't. This one doesn't make any sense. This one, the left hand will hit on the ahs, so like 1 E and ah. It's just, yeah, it's in a weird spot. So it's a little bit trickier. Again, this is going to be one of those things where you're going to have to kind of figure this one out for yourself. I mean, I can kind of guide you along and show you how it's done, but this is going to be something that you're going to have to spend time working on. This one is a pain in the butt. This one took me a while to get, just simply because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's still good exercise, so why not? But anyway, yeah. So if you're continuing with the bounce along, 1 E and 2 E and or 1 and 2 and this is how it'll actually be. The left hand will be picking up the E's and the ahs. Now again, you want to make sure that you hit that the left accent on the ah. So it kind of starts the same way as the triplet one does, but the problem is that you have to let it bounce out for a little bit longer and then pick it back up on beat 3 again. Listen to my demonstration of this. Try playing it again. Try playing it without bouncing and get the feel of it. Get the sound and how it's supposed to sound. I'll give you a demonstration of that with a metronome, so that way you can hear how it's supposed to sound, and then you can eventually kind of work to being able to do it. That's really the best I can do, aside from being in the actual room with you, which I can't do. This is the best I can do as well. So yeah. Give it a try. Listen to my demonstrations, and good luck. So beat 3. The accent falls on obviously the first one. You're going to have to kind of hold off the accent until you get to in this exercise and in this particular case, the ah of 2, which then accents just before the right hand, or just before your dominant hand recharges and goes again. Again, a good way to practice this one is to actually do a lead in just before the pulse and actually lead with your left hand, or lead with your alternate hand, and then work on a way to apply it without leaving a huge accent mark. Sometimes you may actually want to try accenting on the second hit, just so that you can kind of get enough power to get that next one. I don't know, it's up to you. It's really just an exercise. Your ability to master it is at your discretion. So again, this exercise is kind of meant to give you the impression that you are leading with your left, so that way you don't learn them both ways. You can kind of just do this exercise, and it kind of simulates what it would be like to lead it with your opposite hand. Anyway, listen to my demonstration. Rock on. So these ones, again, are extremely difficult as well. This is going to take you several weeks to probably get comfortable and probably be able to integrate this into your actual playing. And again, I apologize because I can explain them to you, I can walk you through it, but you're the one that has to do all the hard work. You're the one that's going to have to focus your time and make sure that you're practicing this and making sure that you're getting it down. This is, I can't explain to you how to feel when you're doing it, because it's all about feel. It's all about hearing it and feeling it and being able to judge exactly when you need to throw the accents down. Those are reflexes that you yourself are going to have to develop. So I can't develop them for you. I can't explain it. I can kind of just show you, and then hopefully you develop it on your own. Again, make sure you practice everything with the metronome. Take your time with it. Once you get comfortable with it, again, you can do this while watching TV. So it's not something that you have to spend hours doing in a dark room. You can make it fun. Anyway, good luck. Well, that's all for this episode. If you have any questions or comments, get through to me, contact section at claytonskinner.com or right here on YouTube. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understood the video. See you next time.